Welcome back, tech friends. My name's Gareth. This is Tech Check. Today, welcome back to a new video. We're going to be reviewing the 3000D from Corsair. Now, I don't know about you guys. I've not seen much in way of marketing. Now, that could mean it's an absolute flop. And what have I done picking it up? Or it could be the next best budget case out there. Spilling all the beans very early, $59.99. What a bargain. We're going to unbox it, we're going to review it, tell you exactly what you get, and if you should buy it. Let's do this. So as we get into the box, guys, nicely styrofoamed on either side. So first impression, guys, for $59.99 straight off the bat, I don't think that's bad at all. At the front, we get this full frontal mesh panel. This can be easy released, or can it? Let's just test it out. Oh, there we go. Use a bit of elbow grease to get that off, but we've just got all of these different pull tabs standard on most budget cases, guys. It's nice to see that there is some mesh on the inside of here, and on the outside you've just got this grated effect, fully plastic, and I'm guessing that's to help with a little bit of weight and cost. In terms of at the side, you've got this full length glass panel. We can undo our screws, push that to the left, and then our glass panel is nicely released. Got a bit of film on the inside, and you've got tabs down this side. Nice to see a little bit of steel reinforcement down either side where the door interacts with the side panel here. None on the top and bottom. Again, a little bit of a cost saving mechanism, but nice to see a fully glass tempered side panel as well. You'll see at the front, it's got one 120mm fan and then one more 120, which is fitted at the rear. And in terms of fan support at the front, we've got three 120mm fans, or you can fit two 140mm fans. You can put a 360mm radiator at the front, a 240 or a 280mm, all at the front of here. At the top, let's just take off our dust filter, which again is magnetic. I love the fact that Corsair keep adding little touches like the yellow bits, the screws, and these little tabs. I think that's really neat. In terms of at the top, this is going to depend, guys, on your motherboard and RAM situation. So it's got mounting for two 140mm or two 120mm. We can definitely put a 240mm cooler up here. There isn't a huge amount of clearance up here. 280s is a possibility. Just depends on the clearance for the RAM and obviously heat sinks on your motherboard as well. And then we've got our single 120mm fan at the rear. Onto motherboard support, and this case, guys, supports them all. So mini ITX, ATX, eATX, you name it, you can get it in this particular case. It's great to see all of the standoffs in and pre-included and installed. One thing I would say is for eATX motherboards, just be mindful that you've got a massive cutout here, but you may find it slightly difficult to push your 24 pins and your USB 3s through. So just need to be mindful of that. But for regular ATX motherboards, no issues whatsoever. At the back, even though this is a budget orientated case, we haven't got none of them twisty PCIe brackets at the back here. You get 7 slots. So this particular case supports up to 4 slot GPUs. And again, we can take this side panel off by these quick release screws, and they're also catched as well, so they're not going to fall off. At the back, we've got a nice big cutout. Lovely to see that, because you forget to install your back plate, you've got plenty of room to do that, which is really, really nice. You've got about 1.5 to 2 centimeters from the back of the motherboard tray to the outer case, so you've got plenty of room for cable management in terms of if you wanted to do a full RGB build in here and you're not using any of the latest QX120s, you're still rocking a Corsair Commander Pro or Commander Core, you've got plenty of room for the clearance on that installation as well. We can have a look at our box of goodies that we get in a second, and our installation guide and safety and compliance. What we also get is we get our standard hard drive fixings. Now you can put our standard 3.5-inch drives in here and you get 2 of these trays, or you can also fit 2 2.5-inch drives in these sleds as well. Now the hard drive bay itself can easily be removed by undoing these 2 thumb screws. In terms of PSU support, the max length with the hard drive bays in is 220 centimeters. If we were to actually undo these 2 screws here and remove this particular hard drive bay, like so, you now see that you've got anything up to 350 to 400 centimeters in terms of length. I always measure it with the hard drive bay in, pushed the furthest to the left, and if we were to do that and we were to put it all the way over here, for instance, you can see here you can extend that to about 240 to 250. So you've got no issues with the latest ATX power supplies. And even if you're using some of their latest Corsair ones, the Shift series, you've got plenty of room for the cables to come round the top as well. Touching back on the cable management, we've got a whole plethora of different tie round points all the way around the actual case. This side, down the center, and even down the bottom, which I think is an added benefit. So if you're maxing this out with the 2, the 5, the 6 fans, and they're all going to be RGB, for instance, and you're using the old ones in terms of Commander Core, Commander Pro, then you're going to have 12, 15, 18 odd cables. It's nice to have plenty of tie down points. So the only thing that I would say, and I've noticed straight off the bat, whilst it's amazing having cutouts at the bottom, 3 up here, another couple down here, and this huge one down the side, there isn't any grommets. And that's one thing that you're going to have to forgive this case for, is obviously the little nice subtleties, and it's going to mean that you're going to have slightly on point cable management, because if not, you're going to have your cables on so. But with all the added tie down points, I think you shouldn't really have a problem there. But just something to keep in mind if you're looking for a case that's got included grommets. This one hasn't got it. Moving on to the bottom of the case, we've got a lovely little power supply shroud here and filter, nice to have. We've got these 4 included raised feet. They're about 2 centimeters off of the bottom of the actual chassis. Got 4 included rubber feet, so you don't need to worry about scratching all the surfaces. Another cost saving measure, guys, is we mentioned you can put 2 2.5-inch or 2 3.5-inch drives in this sled here. Normally, you would have 2 more SSD trays which go here. They aren't included in this particular case either. Whilst it's a bit of a bummer that you've not got it, again, they pass that saving onto the actual consumer, which I don't mind. Now this case does come, guys, in the actual D version, which is the airflow version, which comes with that mesh front panel. It also comes in the RGB version, and in the RGB version, it's about £20 or £30 more for the RGB version, but you do get 3 120 AF fans included. And with those particular fans, they are all daisy chained together and they come with the connector on the end, which means that you don't need to download IQ or anything like that. You can actually just connect onto a 5-volt addressable header on your motherboard, and then you can control that through your motherboard software, which I think is a nice added touch. Also means that you don't need to have an LED controller, Commander Core or Commander Pro either. Moving on to front I/O, guys, really straightforward. We've got our HD audio, then we've got our JFP1, which is our reset switch, our power switch, power positive and negative LEDs, and then really straightforward, our USB type 3. At the front of the case, on our front I/O, we've got our power switch, our reset switch, our headphone and microphone jack, and then we've got 2 USB 3.2s Type A ports as well. In terms of graphic card support, as I said, guys, comes with these 7 PCIe slots. No problems here for a 4-slot graphics card or anything like that. And I've just tested off camera. My white Strix 4090 fits in here, no problems whatsoever. The only thing to take note is if you are applying 3 120mm fans and then a 360mm radiator at the front, I would say that the max that you get in here is about 360 to 370 centimeters as well. So just bear that in mind. But if my Strix 4090 can fit in here, there's not many cards that are much bigger than that, so I don't think you've got much to worry about. I don't know what it is, but I haven't really heard anything about the Corsair 3000D. And yeah, getting my hands on it and looking at it, I'm a little bit flabbergasted to understand why. So I'd love to hear if one of you guys has picked up one of these 3000Ds and done some builds in it, or done a build in it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and how much did you actually pay for it? Have I picked this up at £60 here in the UK, and it just seems to be a very, very good deal. When I compare this case against other 50 to 65, £70 cases, this don't look bad. And it gets, well, you get everything that you're going to need to make a build look rather special for not an extortionate cost either. So yeah, I'm hoping to get your thoughts on it, guys. For me, I quite like it. I'm quite looking forward to actually doing a build in this. And if it's anything like its big brother, which is the 4000D, I absolutely love that case. And I think I built probably 30, 40 computers in that particular chassis because everybody fell in love with the particular build I did and everybody wanted that build. So it got up to a point where you're doing the same build over and over again and you get a little bit bored. But it's nice to see Corsairs come out with something that's still a mid-tower, still offers all of the bits that you could be looking for, with a few cost saving here with regards to the SSD trays and obviously the grommets around here and there. So it's not completely the same as a 4000D, but on face value it looks like a cheaper cousin, but you can't really tell that it's missing some of the frills. But I guess you can when you start building in it. And what I will do, guys, is I'll leave a pinned comment once I've built in this and let you know exactly what my thoughts and feelings are on it, including the temperatures as well, because obviously you guys will be interested in that. But I can't foresee any issues with it. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, you found it informative. If you have, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're looking forward to a best budget build in this particular case. And thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great weekend.